Hi guys, good morning. I'm just so pumped to give you guys this word. And the reason why I'm so pumped is because all the words I'm going to deliver to you guys today, I think there's about 4 or 5, they all connect. But I got them at very different times and they're very different words for different people. So let me give you an example. So there may be a group of people who are literally about to elevate. Okay, so there's a group of people who are elevating, but everyone's in that group has a different testimony and has different circumstances that are happening, different scenarios, but they all resonate with one thing. They're all in the same group of elevation, right? So this is why God gave me the word elevation as the overall, word for all these words, but every situation is different, right? And some of them they may connect, or you know what I'm saying? So I just want to give someone this confirmation because it's so beautiful and it pumped me up this morning. I was excited when I saw this. Okay, and he showed it very clear as day. Very clear. I just want to say that whoever this word is for, you are about to receive a transparent elevation, as in your elevation is not going to be hidden. Your elevation is going to be seen by many people. Okay. And I'm going to tell you why I say this. Okay. So you know how, many of us, we were hidden before God has brought us to the forefront. So in other words, you remember how Jesus was hidden in the beginning, how Mary and Joseph brought him to Egypt and they hid him. But you also remember how John was hidden as well John was hidden in the wilderness before God took him out and revealed who he truly is, right? So many of you guys were hidden until you got to a specific place to where God felt like you were ready to be shown to the world, or you're ready to be shown, right? And he had to equip you to a certain extent for you to be equipped enough to handle whatever is going to come your way and to handle things, right? So many of you guys, that was you. It's like you were hidden to a certain point. Although some people knew who you were hidden. You were hidden to God's standards, as in even if they think they knew who you were, or they knew about your anointing and they knew certain things about your life, they didn't know everything. Do you get what I'm saying? God made sure they didn't know everything. But there's a specific place that you get to in your life and in your walk with God to where you are going to be completely transparent, that where everything that's going on in your life, when it relating to your elevation, relating to his hands on your life, it's not going to be hidden. You get what I'm saying? So anything that has to do with God's elevation in your life, it's going to be shown, it's going to be seen. So God showed me a vision this morning, clear as day in the spirit. And this vision, I saw an elevator. But remember I told you guys weeks ago that I had a vision of so I'm pressing the elevator button, but the button had an up on it. It didn't have a number. It had the arrow pointing up. So in this case, there is a vision of, and it was beautiful. It was like a golden elevator. Okay, so it was golden. Okay, it was golden. It almost reminded me, the way how it was designed, it reminded me of something that Solomon or King David was building. So it was like you were in this elevator, but the glass part of the elevator was transparent, but the metals that were holding the glass in place, they were gold. They were real gold. Okay, and the elevator was transparent, and you were going up in the elevator, up. You were on your way up in the elevator. And the elevator got stuck a couple times, but the way how the elevator got stuck, it didn't fall down. Okay, it did not fall down. It did not it wasn't anything to where it could have harmed you, right? But it got stuck a couple times, and God had to send in maintenance to come in and to fix it. And when the maintenance people came to fix the elevator, you continued on your way up. And when it got stuck again, God did the same thing. He came in and brought maintenance people, whether it's an angel, whether it was him, whether he brought someone in your life on your walk to, further help you in order for you to continue moving up. So in other words, you never went down. I just saw you continue to go up. Even when you got stuck, you continued to go up, but it was transparent, which means that even when you were in the elevator and the times where you got stuck, everybody that was outside the elevator, it's like they were able to see you in the elevator moving on up. It's like they were able to watch you. So as you're moving on up, it's and the elevator wasn't in no building. It wasn't in no room. Let me tell you exactly how God showed it to me. This was a public elevator, as in it wasn't in a small secured place or something like that, or a very sacred place. No, this elevator was in the open, as in it looked like something that you would see in the movie, you know, the TV show Futurama. I don't know if you guys remember that cartoon, that TV show Futurama. Like the way how it looked was like as you were moving up, it's like you were moving from like, it looked like city to city, country to country. It just looked like you were not moving up in like one room or one building. You can tell that each floor that you're moving past was a whole nother like city or town or place. You get what I'm saying? And as you were looking out the window, it's like the people that you were seeing, it's like you're seeing new faces as you're moving up, but then you're also seeing like people that don't like you as you're moving up. You're also seeing people that try to sabotage you as you're moving up. So not only are you seeing them, but they're able to see you. So it was like a public open elevator that is outside and you're moving up, and every level is like a new place, a new city, a new town, it was so deep, guys. When I mean it was so deep, it was so deep. Okay. So every time the elevator got stuck, it was like there was also people that were watching the transition of this elevator. It was like there was people outside the elevator that were looking at the elevator getting stuck, and there were some people that were laughing at the elevator when it was stuck. Some people that were hoping that the elevator would fall down, because you ever watch those movies where an elevator gets stuck and then it falls down and crashes and then people actually pass away. It's like there was people waiting for the elevator to actually like fall. And there was people actually waiting for you to just stay stuck. And there was people that was actually like cheering it on, like, no, like fix it. But God, every time I got stuck, God sent in like someone to help with the maintenance. It was like I said, it was an angel or like a destiny helper, or even him. Like it was like no matter what happened when it got stuck, it always continued to go. So even if it was stuck for like a couple days or a week or a month or whatever, it always continued to go up. No matter what, it continued to go up. Okay. So after I received this word, God brought me to Joseph. So let me explain something to you. You know how Joseph was betrayed by his own brothers, how they tried to kill him and then they ended up selling him. And then you see on his journey that how he got sold to someone who had a wife who tried to frame him. Right. And then, his name, I think it was Potiphar. Yeah. He got sold to Potiphar, and then, then Potiphar's wife tried to frame him, and then he got arrested. So when you look at that transition of all the events that played out in Joseph's life, you would think that he's in the elevator and the elevator is going down. The elevator is falling. You would think the elevator was falling, like it's going downhill, because you're like, man, obstacle after obstacle after obstacle after obstacle after obstacle. He is falling. Like he is not going anywhere. Like he's literally going down, down, down. Like his life is getting worse as time goes by. Like you would think that. Even you being in the elevator, you would think that because you're stuck, you're actually falling, or because there's an obstacle, you're falling. Like people would look at you and think that, because they're seeing how many obstacles are happening in your life and they're not seeing any elevation, although you are actually being elevated. You are actually still being elevated. So do you see how Joseph still ended up to where God needed him to be despite all the obstacles he had to go through? You see how he still ended up to where God needed him to be. He was still able to get to the outcome of God's purpose. So the obstacles that he was facing, like I said, you would think that he was going backwards in life, or he was falling, or his life is getting worse. But what was happening was these obstacles was still a part of his elevation. So like I said, in that elevator, every floor, every city that you passed, every country, everything that you passed in your life, even if there was an obstacle in that specific destination, right? You are still moving up. You are still moving up, and you are still moving up. You get what I'm saying? You are still moving up. So all God did was he made all God did was keep you in a transparent elevator where people can see you moving up. Even when you're stuck, it may look like you're stuck. It may look like you're failing. It may look like you're not doing good, but you're actually still moving up. You get what I'm saying? You're actually still moving up because you're on a higher floor than where you actually started. Even if there's an obstacle on that specific floor, you are higher than where you actually started. So you are still moving up despite the obstacles that you have to face. You are moving up transparently, and you have a transparent elevation. Okay, you have a transparent elevation. I want to also remind you of something, because God brought when I was thinking about this word this morning and I was all pumped up like, ooh, this word is so good, God. He also brought me back to Pharaoh and Moses and the Israelites, and how Pharaoh thought that he was actually winning, and how Pharaoh thought that him going after Moses was the end. You get what I'm saying? Like, but what he didn't realize was God actually used him for that moment. God actually ended up hardening his heart for him to go after Moses, for Moses to do what God needed him to do. So it was still a part of the plan. So either way, he was still moving up without even realizing that the elevation is moving up. So when people see you, sometimes you may just think that everything's falling apart, but what you don't understand is the elevator is still moving up. The elevator is still moving up. It's like new levels, new devils. Every destination that you pass on that elevator, every floor that you pass in the elevator, there's going to be a specific event, or there's going to be something that plays out. It may be good, it may not be good, but either way, it's like you're still moving up. And what it is you have a transparent elevation. So because you have a transparent elevation, it's like people can see what you're going through. People can see what's happening in your life. This is why your enemies try to go after you, because they can see certain things. And many of you guys are like, why would God allow them to see certain things? Because it's the same situation with Pharaoh and Moses. God actually ended up using Pharaoh in order to get Moses to do what he needed Moses to do. You get what I'm saying? So it's the same concept with you guys. So I want to give you guys this confirmation as you are literally going through a transparent elevation in the eyes of many. Those who are good, even those who try to come up against you. You have a transparent elevation and you are in that elevator, and despite what you're going through, you're still moving up. You have to just continue to have faith and believe it. Okay? I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.